Take a breath. When you think about stress, you probably have heard of the fight or flight response. Those are the two main ways that we think of how people will deal with stress, but there's actually several more. I want to talk about fawning today. Fawning is another way that people will cope with stressful situations or actually create patterns of fawning in their life. So fawning means, think of the phrase fawning all over everyone. Fawning is a hypervigilance that people develop on looking out at what everybody else needs, making sure everybody else is happy first, even or especially at the sacrifice of themselves. So somebody who's always fawning thinks that they're just taking care of other people, but it goes a lot further than that. There's actually a real discomfort to even thinking about putting yourself first, saying, I really don't feel like I can do that. I haven't been feeling great lately and I'm gonna pass on this, or no thank you, I'm not gonna host Thanksgiving this year. Whatever it is, there's a real discomfort on saying what would actually be true for them. And that discomfort leads to a disconnection from themselves. And each time we put ourselves behind everybody else, we disconnect further from self. When I say self, I'm going to say like with a capital S, like who you are. And in your spirit, you disconnect from that. That creates a whole host of problems. Not only does resentment build and exhaustion, but first of all, there's part of that comes from avoiding of really looking at what's there for you. If I can focus on everybody else, I don't really have to focus on myself. I don't really have to deal with what I'm thinking and feeling. So there's that part of it. But then there's also the ripple effect of when a nervous system is thrown off in the way that it will be by not honoring what you need and keeping yourself in that exhausted, resentful place. Even if exhaustion is mostly what you feel, you don't think you feel resentful, you probably do. But either one of those and whatever else that could show up is going to keep your nervous system in a perpetual state of nothing is safe, I don't have peace. And when that happens, that affects your health, it affects your immune system. The immune system is like really, really clear when we disconnect from self. The immune system doesn't know how it's supposed to protect your physical body if you're not protecting yourself and your spirit. You get what I'm saying? So fawning is one of several ways that people can learn how to cope. And it starts out as a really smart way of coping with situations. If you grow up in a household that's chaotic, you never know if there's going to be a fight, if there's a lot of explosive tempers, whatever it is, then being hyper vigilant on what everybody else is doing so that you can feel safe makes a lot of sense, right? It's a really smart way of coping, but it doesn't serve you as a pattern of living. And you probably already know that. So if you have any of those stress nervous system responses that you feel stuck in, and you see the patterns in your life, maybe it's in your health or in your relationships or how happy you feel, definitely reach out to me, because the work that I do as a transformational health and whole life coach with the women primarily that I work with is all around that. And we really go deep on how to dismantle that. So I would love to talk with you. Go ahead and put that in the comments and I'll make sure that we connect.